might wonder, what just happened there?
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow it is the day. We are running the marathon. The marathon.
It's obviously a virtual marathon. So we have set up a little hydration station for ourselves here by hiding our bottles in the bush.
So we'll see if it's there tomorrow or not. Time will tell.
Yeah, stay tuned for updates.
So my name is Frida and this is Ciana, and we're both mental performance consultants.
And in this video we're going to talk about 3 ways to build confidence that we have used during our marathon training and that you can hopefully use for your performance.
Let's do it! Tip number 1 is to use your W's. And you might wonder, what the heck does that mean? What is using your W's? This is typically something you would use during the preparation stage before a performance, a way of reflecting. So you would ask yourself 2 questions. Quick side note, we here at the Space in Between like to say it's the space in between our performances that make a difference. And this is one way to build confidence. The first question we ask to reflect is, what went well? The reason why we're asking this is because a lot of times we tend to focus on the things that didn't go well in a performance. And we know that we give power to what we think of. So asking yourself what went well helps to shift that focus on what you did right. The second question is to ask yourself, what's worth improving? And notice how we're focusing on the word improving and not what went bad or what didn't go well. We focus on the word improving over the word bad because improvement means that there's an area we can work on and get better until the next performance. The question, what's worth improving, builds confidence over time because we know that we have been working on our weaknesses or areas of improvement throughout this whole journey. On a personal example, during this marathon training, me and Ciana asked ourselves this question after every run. So for example, what went well? We paced well, or we had enough water, those kind of things. Small things that can make a difference in the long run. Tip number 2, use powerful self-talk. We're constantly talking to ourselves all the time, so we might as well make it work in our favor. If you think about it, when things are going perfectly, for example in marathon, it's not difficult, we're just running, cruising. This talk is good. You're like, heck yeah, feeling awesome. It's when things get hard and challenging that those doubts start creeping in and maybe we start saying things that are more unhelpful. So ask yourself, is my self-talk hindering or helping me in moments when it's challenging? And there are 3 ways that we can talk to ourselves powerfully.
An easy way for you to build power phrases for yourself is to start your statements with I will, I can, I am.
So we have number 1, I will. I will talks about something you can do in the future, your potential. So instead of saying I'm not gonna be able to finish this run or I'm too tired to keep going, say I will finish this run today and I will finish the marathon.
Number 2 is I can. And I can talks about your capabilities and what you can do. So for example, maybe you say, I can't cook, so I'm not going to make this meal. Instead you could say, I can follow this recipe and create this. Everyone can follow a recipe, we're all cooks. And for me personally, going into the marathon, I keep telling myself, I can run a marathon, I can do it.
The third and last way is by using I am statements. And I am statements are the most powerful because we are talking about who we are as a person. So for example, wow, the wind is making me cry. For example, before a job interview, I have thought I'm not good enough. And instead of saying that, you can say I'm capable or I'm qualified. And then for a running example, when I feel like I'm tired, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this, I repeat, I'm strong, I'm a runner, I'm fearless.
And one thing to keep in mind with this is that, like Frida said, we are always talking to ourselves. And if you say you're not, you're lying. But we always say things like, oh, I'll try to do it, or I don't know if I can keep going, or we flat out say, I can't do this. And think about that think about I'll try to run a marathon compared to I will run a marathon, I can run a marathon, I am a marathon, I am a marathon, I am a marathon. going to run a marathon.
I am a marathoner.
Yeah, there's such a huge difference. So if you are gonna talk to yourself, then make it helpful. And you can start using I will, I can, I am to do that. So drop us a comment and let us know what are your I will, I can, I am statements. Inbox overload.
Yay!
Tip 3 is remember to remember. And you're probably thinking, how am I meant to remember what I don't remember? You're not wrong, but I'm still listening. But that's what we're going to talk about. So usually when we have doubt or we feel nervous before a performance, maybe we question if we've done enough. So remember to remember emphasizes remembering all the work that we've done. So for example, it's the day before the marathon, and when I think about running a marathon, I'm like, who do I think I am? I'm going to run a marathon. But I have trained for the last 20-ish weeks for the marathon. So what I'm doing now is I've pulled up the marathon plan and I'm looking through all the sessions that I've done. And this can help me realize, you know what? I am prepared. It is a marathon, but I have put in the work. So I'm remembering to remember that I can in fact do this. So how you could do this is keep track of all the sessions you're doing throughout a season, or if you're putting work into something else, keep track of all that work you're doing, and that can build your confidence when you need it most. So I've actually taken this to the next level by calculating how many runs, how many miles, how many kilometers, and how many cross training sessions I've done. I have done 77 runs. I have covered 585 miles. Or 936 kilometers. You're welcome for the conversion. And I have also completed 28 cross training days. So looking at all these numbers can show me that I have put in the work. So going into tomorrow, I can use these numbers and the time I've spent looking back on all the preparation I've done to build my confidence. Because when I think about running a marathon, I do feel quite nervous and I'm like, am I actually going to run a marathon? But I have prepared for the last 5 months, so I know that I can do this. And you can do this too by keeping track of all the preparation you're doing, all the hours you're putting in, the sessions you're doing. And then when it gets to the day before, the morning of your performance, you might have doubts, you might feel nervous, but don't be like Neville.
The only problem is, I can't remember what I've forgotten.
Remember to remember that you have put in the work and you can do this too. I did not mean for this to be a motivational speech. That's not what I'm trying to do, but that's just how it turned out. So
Wrapping up the video here, hope you found the tips helpful. The next time you see us, we will have ran our marathon.
we'll be like different people.
I know, wow.
Don't forget to like,
Subscribe, and keep using the space in between. That was so lame.
that was so cool.